Today, we're going to spend a few minutes going over the elementary school 24-25 school year budget so that you all are informed where we are at in the process. So the budget planning process that we have used here at our school is to create a stakeholder group that includes staff members, community members, and anyone who is invested in goals and outcomes for our students here. Made sure to review the school's mission and vision to keep alignment. We looked at the needs assessment data from last year and this year that was provided from stakeholders as well as staff members and students. We reviewed the previous budget to see how money allocations were currently being spent to determine how they align with the current mission, vision, and goals here at the school. And then we looked at the allocation of funding that we were allowed to work within. To follow our mission, we have added additional staff members using our title budget to make sure that all of our learners' backgrounds and abilities are supported, as we've noticed an increase in students who need additional supports to access Tier 1 curriculum. So we have provided additional support in that area. To support our vision with creativity, we have kept all positions that are related to our fine arts conditions because we know that the world is changing and it's complex, and we want to make sure that our kids not only have Tier 1 support in core subjects, but also that they're able to access creativity through learning of different subjects of high interest. We looked at data to make decisions. We looked at our current data showing that our reading scores were struggling and our math is a little bit higher. We do strategic based data based on goals. So our goals have been to increase reading and math by 5 to 10% each year. We've seen through historical data of progress monitoring that interventions and systems that we are currently spending money on are having some impact, but have not fully achieved the goals that we have set. So we will continue to monitor data as we go through this process. Here's our current budget that we allocated at the beginning of the year before we were informed of budget cuts. So you can see that we have equipped our school with Tier 1 core subject supports, as well as those creativity and extension areas for students to grow in as well. For our Title I budget cuts, we had to cut the paraprofessional positions in order to stay within budget. In doing so, we are going to provide staff with training, which will supplement the paraprofessionals that will have been in their classrooms. Additional coaches will be on campus as well to support the learning that is happening in the classroom to make sure teachers feel as though they can support all students' needs on their own. We did have to decrease our staffing by one teacher position in reviewing the data historically of students enrolled, outcomes of courses, and impact on overall student success. We are reducing our staffing by one in research and critical thinking. The staff in this area have decided that the core subjects can absorb this position and teach those skills in social studies and English. So we will have a rollout plan for how we will phase out this position, as well as integrate in the research and critical thinking into social studies and English moving forward, with the understanding that we will have one teacher here to help support this transition as we move forward. Continuous and sustainable success will be seen through budget supports of additional staff members, which we are providing through our title budget for those students with backgrounds and additional needs. We're also adding a staff member to help with family engagement and support of families with their students as well. We've maintained all our electives that fall under the fine arts department to ensure creativity with our students and that they have an area to feel like they can express themselves. We will continue to have work sessions to work on and flush out any hiccups that come along the way. We are continuing to schedule to promote students' interests and needs, and we are creating a block schedule that allows them to access the content areas that they need to be successful. And we're continuing to offer that variety of classroom offerings so that students get the core knowledge they need, as well as expanding on interest areas that they have in our building. Technology, we have increased and added a position to add technology supports, as that is the direction that we are going in our ever-changing world. Our leadership team, as well as our stakeholder team, have quarterly meetings with the technology department to use data to gauge how we're moving forward in this area and if there are changes that need to be made as we continue this progression. The same is true for our data systems. We have systems that are currently tracking data. We're reviewing the gap areas and we'll work with our data management provider to fill in those gaps and provide teachers with timely data that allows for proper instruction in core and additional elective classes to meet our overarching goals of increasing student learning and outcomes. We're going to continue this positive change through encouragement and supports from the administration stakeholder team, as well as open communication, which is the start of that today, as well as weekly or bi-weekly communication, depending on changes that are happening within our school. Strategies for any uncertainty, we have planned out training opportunities that will address areas of need as we make these changes. We'll continue the open communication about changes that are happening, and we appreciate communication coming to us about concerns that may arise. Risk, we have a management of new systems. We will be monitoring that, and we'll be assessing how that is going. We have a person on campus to manage our programs and help streamline the system. For competing initiatives, we posted and reviewed these frequently. As a team, these will also be talked about in PLCs to ensure that we are not having competing initiatives that are vying for additional allocations of money or adding additional work to teachers' plates. So that is how we are going to support here at Elementary this year. And if you have any questions or need additional information, please reach out to myself or someone else on our leadership team, and we are happy to connect with you and give you more information on these topics. Thank you.